Hello and welcome to Czechia, where the stage is set for a historic battle between Belgium and Portugal. Belgium, of course, coming to the tournament as the reigning champions, while for Portugal, it's their first ever women's EuroBasket tournament, and they will be hoping to cause the upset of the tournament here tonight. Julia Montesano and Mark Clark are with you for the call, and Mark, as we bring up the schedule, I've got to say I cannot wait for this game. After what we saw earlier from Czechia, we're expecting big things from this one as well.
Well, I love watching Belgium play basketball. If you're a basketball fan, you are gonna love watching Belgium play. They show them all and everything, but these tournaments are made for Cinderella stories, right? So yeah. Portugal, their first ever EuroBasket final round, and they play the defending champions. You couldn't write the script any better. Are they gonna come up with that inspired performance? Well, they look like they have. They might have one shot at it, but that's all you need. This team, they've only played Belgium twice. They've lost twice in EuroBasket competitions, but one of those was a 3-point game in qualification. Emma Meeseman had to have 26 points in that game to get Belgium over the line. This team is athletic, it's quick, it's played together for a long time, and you know what? They're the sorts of teams that come through with those stories. Will it happen tonight? Hey, they've got a big contingent of Portuguese fans in the gym. They're going to be cheering them all the way. What a night for Portuguese basketball, though. What a night. First final appearance.
Cinderella story, it really is their first EuroBasket tournament. They had to beat Serbia to get here, and despite being ranked 40th going into this tournament, they will be full of belief. They've got a brigade of fans behind them. They've got a head coach that has been at the helm for a while, and Ricardo Vasconcelos. He knows what he's got in his team, and he knows what his team is capable of. You can see the world rankings on the screen. Belgium ranked 6th, 18th and 19th respectively for Czechia and Montenegro, and then Portugal 40th. Let's welcome the reigning champs onto the floor right now. Of course, one of the tournament favourites. Emma Meeseman was the MVP last time around. There is talent and experience everywhere you look, Mark. They are coming into the tournament off some great form as well in the practice. They're on a mission to go back-to-back.
And they've got everybody they want. You know, Linskens is a late addition, all sorts of reasons around, what happened, how she's here, whatever. But she's here. They're all here. They're looking to go back-to-back. It's not normal to go back-to-back in EuroBasket women. It's just not been done more than once or twice in the past. You know, they've got a great coach now with Mike Tribo at the helm. Everything points to them going deep in the competition. They take this Portuguese team lightly, though. They could be the story of game day one for all the wrong reasons.
We'll now pause to hear the national anthems of Belgium and Portugal.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please remain standing for the national anthem of Belgium. Thank you so much. Děkujeme moc.
We now see the two teams coming together in the middle of the court to exchange gifts, something that will happen, of course, all tournament long. And in case you missed it earlier tonight, Czechia beat Montenegro by 45 points to tip off Group C action. But of course, all eyes on a really historic game between these two teams tonight. And we introduce tonight's referees. Firstly from Greece, Georgios Porcelidis, Oslam Yalman from Turkey, and Josip Jurcevic from Croatia. Always a tough job ahead, but I'm sure those three will do a great job tonight. Let's now get into the lineups. Markham will unveil Portugal's first ever EuroBasket women's starting five first. 40th ranked in the world, but they are ready to compete here tonight. I can't wait to see who they roll out because it's going to be a historic lineup for them. See it come up on the screen now. Congratulations to Carolina Rodriguez, Maria Betancourt Correa, Lavinia Da Silva, Sofia Da Silva, and Marcia Da Costa. What a historic moment for those five.
Well, and the start, there's two things to highlight here. Correa has had two big games against Belgium. Those two losses, she was huge. And Maria Da Costa, you know, she's 11.5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. She's a bit heart and soul of the team. As she goes, the team goes. She's one of those guys. And she knows the Belgian team obviously really well, plays in Belgium, and is just a real asset to coach. And this Portuguese team, they've gone with the Silva on the inside. They need to go big. They need to go big enough to contain this front line, because this Belgian team hurt you in so many different ways. You've got to match up on the inside, otherwise you get into rotations and they just free up that perimeter threat. It's a hell of an ask. You have to pick your poison. And picking your poison against this starting lineup is so tough. You know, obviously highlighted by the MVP. Linskin's on the inside, what a combination. And then you go to the backcourt with Alamon and Van Loo, and you're like, hey, where do I start? And then you got the veteran in the 5th spot in Delier, and they're like, everywhere you look, balance, talent, quality, and the MVP. She's last time's EuroBasket. She's been an MVP in the WNBA. She's been an all-star 5 in the World Cup. What she hasn't done is not worth writing down. She's done everything you need to do. One of the most professional players there is in the game of world basketball. What a role model for everybody. What a joy and a privilege to cover her in games. And this guy has a CV that puts him up there with the best in the world. Thibaut was coached in the WNBA, had a record in both and in the NBA, wins wherever he's been. And now he's got a chance to win with one of the best women's national teams there has ever been. There is no doubt that they are up there with the best. So this is a real daunting task for a debutante. You make these things because you want to play against the best. They are playing against the best. Can they win? If they can contain on the perimeter, they have a chance. If they get turned and get into rotation, Belgium will just score. And this one thing to finish with. Belgium is the best team when it comes to assists, the highest ranking single game team, not just the best, the 3rd ranked or the 5th ranked, over 30 assists a game, and that was in 2023. They're all back. This is a daunting prospect for anybody, and if anyone's got a chance to repeat, it's Belgium. But you know what? I'm going with the underdog. Let's give the underdog a chance. Let's see if we can get them over the line. But I mean that, let's go with them to play well. Let's go with them to make Belgium play well. And if they make Belgium step up, we're in for a hell of a basketball game.
Cannot wait for this one. Belgium up against Portugal, the champions versus the debutantes. Look at the spirit and the hype from this Portuguese team. They came out onto the floor and they did a big shoot, which we love to see. They're running out onto the floor now. 40th ranked in the world up against the 6th ranked team. That won't matter to them. They're here to play. They've earned their spot. Can't believe this is their first time, really. They've been playing a good, consistent brand of basketball for a long time now. It tells you just how hard it is to make EuroBasket. But here are these two teams, Belgium and Portugal. The tale of two different teams in a historic clash tonight. Belgium looking to become the first team in 34 years to win back-to-back EuroBasket tournaments. Portugal looking to defy the odds in their first ever EuroBasket women's tournament. We thank you for joining us as Julie Van Loo kicks things off with a massive 3.
Wow. I don't think Portugal could have done much more defensively within their rules. She just gets separation and just knocks it down. She needed a half a step, got the half a step. They chased her. And they're obviously not going to switch it. They don't want to switch, so they're trying to get her through on the screen. They leave the space, she goes underneath, but like half a step, Van Loo just knocks it down. Look at this, see, she can't get over, she has to try and get around. They're not going to switch it. String, nothing but string. Angle on the screen by Miesemann was just exceptional.
She has so many highlight reels in the last EuroBasket Women's. Who can forget the behind the back pass? Oh my God, I'll remember that forever. That was sensational. I sense a couple more moments to come in this tournament as well. She's had a really good start to the WNBA season with the new team, Golden State. She had a fantastic season with Galatasaray as well.
And you know what? You can't see it, but she drives the floor as well. Yeah. She's out there, and at halftime, she will be selling the hot dogs, and she will be signing autographs, because she's literally, you can't see it, she is drying the floor because she wants to make sure everybody's safe out there.
I think the roof's actually leaking a bit.
I can't believe there's a leak on top of everything else we've had today.
So if you missed it earlier on, we had a bit of technical issues. There was nearly an hour delay to the first game.
It can't be raining outside. Surely not, because it's been really warm here for the last few days.
Oh, what a shame this is. We just saw a massive three to start the game.
There must be thousands of people at home watching this game thinking, hey, this happened to me in my sports hall. You know, the roof leaked, we had to dry the floor.
Yeah, just put a bucket.
This is EuroBasket Women, and we've now got towels on the floor. If it's gone wrong today, great kudos to up to the people trying to solve the problems. They've probably solved every problem in one day that they've experienced over a whole career here.
Absolutely.
You know what? It's underneath a pipe, like the air conditioning duct thing.
Maybe you and Julie Van Loo should get out there and put your heads together and work it out.
Me and Julie Van Loo, plumbers. There you go.
There's Ricardo Vasconcelos on screen. What an opportunity for him. I mean, what do you say in these moments to a team? It's their first EuroBasket tournament. You really got to expect the unexpected. Could see some leadership on the sidelines there from Portugal too. Belgium a bit bemused by the situation.
I think they're going to have one of the volunteers sit on the sideline, and when they're up the other end, dry the floor and then come up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think that looks like what's going to happen.
Or pop down a bucket and just go around the bucket.
Well, that's the other option.
I must say, it's been a long night. We did have that delay earlier on in the first game, but the crowd, they're so great in this game. There's a really great contingent both of Portugal fans and of Belgian fans. It's great to see them make the trip over.
Well, it's a good job. We've also got a really experienced officiating crew on the game, because they won't be fazed by this, but they're just going to make sure everybody's safe.
Of course, that's the main priority, and they're doing super well in that. Okay, so we're going to resume action here. Correia. Good set of passes here. Rodrigues, the first three for Portugal, not quite yet.
It's great work on the glass. They went after it. Portugal couldn't run much better there. They moved the ball really well, but geez, the defensive rotation and effort to close out was just different level. They're going to have to play at their best ever level here to be competitive.
Betancourt, Correia. Double team, swings it around. Lavinia da Silva. Just short.
Well, you know, and that's, the double team came, they passed it out of the double team, found the open player. But at this level, you've got to be knocking down 40–50% of the wide open threes. Otherwise, they're going to keep double teaming. They're going to keep making it a problem. And now we've got Water at the other end.
Oh, no.
Julie Van Loo found it again. She's doing a great job keeping everybody safe here. This is unbelievable.
So we'll have the floor wipers come back out.
I'm guessing now. We may as well guess because this will keep us going for a few minutes. If this is the air conditioner that's not been working because they had the power failure earlier, is that a consequence of maybe the lack of the humidity or something in the gym? Because both ends of the floor underneath the air ducts. I'm not a plumber, by the way.
Good to claim that.
I just put that on the. I don't want to be. Oh, Mark Clark said it was down to this.
The plumbers are yelling at their screen right now, man. What are you talking about?
Dry the floor, dry the floor. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's EuroBasket. Expect the unexpected.
It's another thing to challenge.
Yeah.
There's 3 volunteers off screen that we can see that are literally going to have a very busy game here at the moment.
So we'll resume once again. Messermann to Alimon. Oh, beautiful dish. Here we go. Belgium basketball.
Well, that's fine. They picked their poison now. That's the way they're going to rotate to the middle, stop anything going to the inside, and say, well, go on then, make the 3. And they'll live and die by that decision. I like the tempo, both teams. Belgium, I expect it, but Portugal moving the ball really, really quickly. Good tempo. They've just got to start making shots.
De Silva to Lavinia De Silva. And just took one too many steps there on that occasion.
But because you have to play that bit quicker, everything gets a bit rushed, and Lavinia De Silva's extra step she just wasn't quite ready.
Alimon. Messermann. Portugal get the rebound. Betancourt high off and running. Can she score the first points? Falls short, the captain. And they get another chance here.
The transition points is one way to get rid of that defensive pressure. Even it looked a little rushed, but getting the open look, they may go the whole 24 and they get that wide open. They just got to make shots. Portugal notoriously over the last few years have made shots in bunches. You know, they'll score a lot in a hurry, but they go dry up. So they've just got to hope they have one of those days where they make.
Van Loo trying to find a way through. Oh my God! Emma Messermann's on the board.
It's a super pass. I was looking the other way. She faked me from here.
Sensational. It is a pleasure to watch. 5-0 lead here for Belgium. Linskens with the rebound.
Just need that composure on the finish.
Messermann wants to go herself and does so.
If they don't score in this possession, I think they may have to call a timeout just to calm down with the ball. They're getting good looks. Just got to make shots.
Rodriguez. Betancourt higher for 3. Van Loo now.
They've had good looks every time down the floor. You know, it's not the shot selection, just got to make.
Brilliant passing, Julie Alimon. Great rebound, Messermann. Oh my God, Van Loo again! You're kidding me! She's pulled off her 2 best passes to start the game. I don't know what she's got left. That's incredible. 9-0 lead for Belgium. How did Portugal respond? Da Costa pulls up, knocks it down. The first ever points for Portugal in the EuroBasket Women's. And how fitting it is that it's Marcia Da Costa. She gets the rebound and can send her team up the other way. Here she goes again. 2 triples in a row!
Well, as we said, she makes one, she's going to make the next one, and she's got to keep that going. Again, transition basketball though, trend points where the defense wasn't set. I do think they're going to have to just back themselves that way.
Messermann finds Delar. Oh, swatted away by De Silva. And Portugal are off and running again. A very nice little run from them. Betancourt Correia. Beautiful finish. 3 baskets in a row for Portugal. 8-0 run now. Oh, look at that. Delar just has all the space in the world. Not the way they would have wanted to end their 8-0 run there, Portugal. Rodriguez now. Steps back, thought about it. Betancourt Correia. Linskens. Alemon. Van Loo. Standard pass. Alemon driving baseline. Strong move.
So as soon as Portugal forget to rotate on the possession, they get a wide open layup. It's the challenge for them is to do it every time down the floor.
Messermann benefits from the turnover. The 2 Julies can work together here. Alemon takes it all the way.
That's a poor foul, isn't it? At the end of the break, there's no way you're going to stop that. Just accept it. Just challenge it perhaps, but do not give them the extra point.
Great read there from Messermann, and then Alemon. Yeah, Da Costa just tried to move the hand, but it was too late. And we'll have a timeout on the floor from Portugal. Belgium lead this one 15 points to 8. We're going to head into Ricardo Vasconcelos' huddle to see what he has to say in the first EuroBasket Women's Tournament for Portugal.
Vamos ver se a gente entende ou está o jogo. O jogo está na circulação rápida da bola, onde nós estamos a cortar das costas outras vezes, ok? Cuidado. Acompanha a banco. Onde é que está o lance? Estamos sempre lá a cortar. Não marcar um triplo primeiro, mais nada. Volta, vamos sentir. Os pontos vão ser fáceis. Estamos a marcar pontos fáceis, mais de 6, ok? Jogamos Stiga o primeiro ataque, sim? Vamos, jogo.
Well, 2 things coming out of this timeout. One is he's got to get into his rotations now. He gets a little smaller, that gives him a problem. But the thing, you saw the intensity in his timeout. He's going to have to make sure his team just stay focused. Their layup, forget to get to the help point on the weak side. If you do that against Belgium, Belgium score. You've got to do everything, every single possession. You've got to rotate and help. If they're going to show hard on the screen, you've got to help underneath the hoop. Make them throw it to the 3-point line, which is what they did the first few possessions. And then they didn't do it. They go straight down the gut and they score. Great for him to score coming out of the timeout here. Run what he wants to run and get the points. Get yourself going again.
A good sub made too. Suedo onto the floor, as is Philippe. Some subs out there for Belgium too. Clausens, Manunga, and Yusoa Mbaka. Here is Betty Manunga. Getting it back. Still with it. Clausens. Her first EuroBasket tournament. And good pressure there from Portugal. They cause the turnover.
Well, in the same way we said that Portugal have to get into the rotation, Belgium have the same issues. You can't have world-class 5 on the floor all the time. And it's different with Linsken making that pass than it is with Misema making that pass. But the defense from Portugal that time was perfect. Didn't get turned, stayed in the lane, forced action from Belgium, and they get the turnover. Philippe is really important. She's one of the players that has scored against Belgium in the past, again, for the same reason. She's very mobile, and can break you down and get to the ring.
Haida just keeps it in. Suedo. Still Suedo. Now needs some support. Felipe. For Haida. Suedo. Da Costa. Belgium rebound. It will be a shot clock violation.
Yeah.
Just over 2.5 minutes left in this first period. 15 plays 8.
Portugal's issue when they start rotations, they don't have as many people who can create for themselves as per the last possession.
Alemon. Lissoa Mbaka. Da Costa with the rebound. Felipe Da Costa. Silva wasn't quite ready for it, but still keeps it in Portugal's hands. Felipe. Oh, buddy! She is pumped. What a great response here from Portugal. Belgium opened up a really handy lead to start off the game. Clausens. Lidskens for 3. Can't respond. Again, Da Costa. Really good on the board so far.
Yeah, it's interesting now with this lineup there. They're switching pretty much everything.
Oh, my word! For Haida, the birthday girl, if you don't mind.
It's crazy, isn't it, right? 9-0 start. Then you have a 6-0 run, then followed by like a 6-0 run the other way. This is understatement to say this is a game of runs at the moment, but this Portuguese lineup does give them a chance. They're literally switching everything on the perimeter, and it's taken Belgium out of what they were running earlier in the game.
They brought Messerman and Van Loo back on. They were probably thinking they could rest them for the rest of the first period, but they need them back. Van Loo steps over. Can Portugal take the lead here?
Yeah, and it's one of those things, isn't it, that Portugal needs to make Belgium think that they're in a game as opposed to going out 9-0, we're okay, let's just relax, make some great passes. Got to make them think they're in a game, and then they do things like that. They make mistakes.
Suedo getting confronted. Felipe. Betancourt Kohaya. Just chucks it up. Messerman will easily take that. Lissoa Mbaka. Van Loo. Messerman back to Van Loo. Finds a lane, kicks it out. Clausens. Portugal ball.
Both teams, the defense of both teams are putting on the floor is forcing people deep into shot clocks. And it's interesting to see that Belgium, any team, if you get them late on the clock, they're going to have to try and create. They're going to not get a shot they want. I think from Portugal's perspective, they're quite happy. I think they have to get deep in the clock. They have to try and shorten this game. And then their little runs that they have more impact on the overall position. So they're comfortable. They know they're probably coming into this game saying we want to shorten the game by using the game clock and using the shot clock. Belgium are a team that want to run, want to get shots early. So it's a great first quarter. Both teams are putting their way of playing on the floor.
Suedo. Betancourt Kohaya. Portugal ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a shot clock violation. Unless they believe that Belgium.
I was looking at the crowd, to be honest. I got too excited.
No, I don't think Belgium ever had control of the basketball.
So the referees will talk it over. 1-point ball game with 1.3 seconds on the clock at the moment.
I think they're going to review it, but I think that's where they'll get to.
Both teams try their best to convince the refs, of course.
Yeah, they're going to check it, which is, if they're not sure, it's exactly what they should do. I love listening to this.
Let's take you in.
Going to review malfunction of the game clock. Give me this camera.
1.3
Yes,
left
main
in the
camera.
quarter.
Camera 1. And listen, go frame by frame. We want to check when when the referee blow the whistle and send his hand on over. Okay, on.
Frame by frame.
Frame by frame. And when I say stop, you stop. Pause. Stop. 2.6 game clock, 1 on shot clock. Confirm?
Okay, confirm.
Yes, 2.6 on game clock. So after the review, we correct the game clock to 2.6 and 1 second on the shot clock.
Okay. So what was the
Malfunction of the game clock.
Great to get access to the referees, checking things over and making sure every call goes right, because as you can see, it's a tight game, 15 to 14.
2.6. Wait, shot clock 1 second. You are okay?
So as you heard, 2.6 seconds on the game clock, 1 second on the shot clock, 1 second for Portugal to make a shot here, but perhaps take the lead. Great vibes in the stadium. It's been this way all night. Earlier on we had Czechia and Montenegro in action. Czechia with a massive win in front of their home fans. Got the 2.4 on the clock, we just need the 1. So we're getting the 1, and then we'll be right back in the action. There's Coach Skedovic watching on keenly. The team didn't quite go away for a team earlier on the end of a dominant Czechia performance. Of course, they've got to play Belgium tomorrow, so...
That's a prospect for them.
Yeah. Never ends as a coach.
Well, that's one of the things about tournament play. It's very different because in normal circumstances, you have some days to get over it. Whether you've got to rock up the next day, prepared, do your scout, get people ready and bouncing, ready to play.
We're just still waiting to get things right on the clock front.
It's quite, I think it's actually relatively difficult to get the shot clock to that point.
So it was a 9-0 start for Belgium. Portugal clawed their way back, courtesy of a couple of back-to-back threes from Marcia da Costa. We knew she'd be a barometer, and she proved that. Doing it on the defensive end as well. We've seen her claim a couple of rebounds too. Emma Messaman leading all scorers with 4 points. 3 rebounds and 2 assists already too. Pretty impressive.
It's worth noting, Da Costa and the number of this Portuguese team is a real product of a lot of investment that the Portuguese Federation put into their junior teams. They got them out of the B division in Europe, and their age group teams are playing in the A division and made a World Cup. And then you see later on, you see that progression into the senior team, and then once you establish it, it becomes a regular conveyor belt. And that's where they are now. They're really starting to reap the benefit of that right now, and you hope that they can carry this through.
All right, I think we're ready to get things back underway. 1 second here for Portugal to make a shot. This time, the clock's all good. We've ended the first quarter. It's a tight one. Belgium 15, leading Portugal 14. So a hot start by Belgium, and then Portugal, as we knew they would. They seemed like a real fighting team. They fought their way back into it. The stats show that Belgium had the hot start, and Portugal could have an even bigger lead potentially if they had shot a bit better.
Well, but like Van Loo came out, made the tough three. It's the only three they've made. Every other three, they've Portugal have picked that poison that says, make that three, and then otherwise I'm going to stay with these rules. And they've actually done a really nice job trying to contain the basketball and giving up what they want to give up. That's the big thing for them. Trying to get Belgium deep into the shot clock. They've generated a couple of turnovers. If you let them play at speed, you get plays like this because they're on the move, you're not set with your defense, and you get a great pass and an easy finish. It's just the problem for Portugal is for everyone to see, but they've found a way that they're trying to answer it. Down the other end, they've chosen to go deep in the shot clock. That's kept it close. We've got a 15-14 score point. And if they can keep every now and again making those back-to-backs, they've got a chance. You know, they're in here, and it's going to be, but the trouble is, can they do it every single possession? Because every possession they don't, this happens. Easy layup because someone forgot to rotate. Easy layup because they bad turnover and then a crazy foul. And that's that crazy foul scenario. It's a one-point game. If she hadn't fouled, would have been a 14 apiece. All sorts of scenarios, and it has to be very, 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 very perfect for Portugal.
Scan the QR code on your screen to get the Courtside 1891 app, where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. So we're getting ready for the tip-off of the second quarter between the sixth-ranked Belgium, the reigning champions of EuroBasket women, up against Portugal, ranked 40th in the world, their first ever EuroBasket women's tournament. And they are putting on a show. They're here to stay, they're here to fight. As we tip off the second quarter, it's a 1-point lead for Belgium, 15 points to 14. Here in Brno. Betancourt Kohaya, one of the veterans of this team. Wheeling and dealing. Couldn't make the tough shot. Van Loo. Anunga fouled.
Great transition by Belgium, but that's the point. One person didn't get back. One person got outworked because Belgium ran the floor really well, and they send them to the free throw line. You've got to make Belgium work every single possession to have a chance. They're going to have to hang with this for 40 minutes to give them that chance. They can't give them the easy looks from the free throw line. It's tough enough. It's tough enough to play against one of the best teams in the world without being outworked by them.
Anunga makes both free throws. Of course, one of 9 returning champions for Belgium. Great to see they've kept a lot of their squad in 2023. Messermann with the active hands, and it pays off. Van Loo off and running. Clausen's back to Van Loo. Messermann. Great dish. Lissoa Mbaka finishes it off.
Super basketball in terms of transition. Didn't pull it out, just kept exposing, kept attacking out of transition. Super job again.
Van Loo, her eyes darting around. Clausens, did she get her first points of the night? Beautiful move, Nastia Clausens. What a start it's been for Belgium.
Another little 0 run, 6-0 this time.
Kohaya looking to run some Horns action. Suaero. Steps back. Clausen's collected on the rebound. So it'll be a Belgian ball from the baseline. Portugal going to make some subs. Rodriguez back out. Sofia Da Silva back out there. Da Costa, and we're going to see Mayanka Umabano for the first time as well. So Coach Vasconcelos happy to move around his bench, keep the players fresh.
Umabano again is one of those players that can score against this Belgian team. Does have the athleticism to do so. Sloppy turnover by Belgium.
Here is Umabano. Fancies her chances here, driving, but Manunga said no. No thanks. And so Mbaka will head to the line.
And it's a 6-0 run, and everything is transition. Getting stops and running, getting stops and getting to a secondary type break. Everything is about Belgium in movement, in speed, in transition. Everybody's good down the floor. You know what stops it? If you can score.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's an obvious thing to say, but their defense has generated all this 6-0 run. And De Silva made a nice move, should have finished it. They got to the inside, should have finished it. If they've just got to be as close to perfect as you can be. And even then, against this team, that might not be enough.
Look at the subs they've just made. Alimon back on the floor. Dela.
Doesn't get easier, right?
Linskin's back out there. It's getting a bit physical out there.
Rodriguez this did a really nice job. The defense was never set, so she generated contact. If it was the other way, Coach Thibault would have been going, hey, you've got to give me a foul here.
We saw them in practice, Portugal, and they were fierce defensively. We're seeing that already on display here. Screaming up in your face. It's excellent. It's where the energy starts, as we always say. Rodriguez now for three! And one! What a moment! The behind the back pass, the corner three. Amazing.
They get the three and possession because it was after she'd landed. Emma Miesemann doesn't agree at all. She thinks it's a flop, but big chance here for, could be a 5-6 point possession turnaround just on that one foul. Super little pass. Again, move the ball out of pressure, get the open look.
Oh, they're not going to give the one. Okay,
no, they give the possession.
Yes, possession, as you were saying. Sorry, yes.
Even better, a chance to be better. Not when you shoot that, though.
Alemon, Miesemann, can she respond offensively? Gets her own rebound, still couldn't get the shot to go. Uncharacteristic from her. Rodriguez kicks it out to Costa. Van Loo clutches the rebound. Miesemann, Dela, back to Miesemann, fouled as she went up.
Smart, so smart. It's literally a give and go on the end of that break. Touch pass from Miesemann, then she cuts. Great vision by Hilaire, just to give it back to her. Transition basketball again. They've just got to find a way to stop the ball. They're in the penalty already, which doesn't make life easy to stop the break. Already with the 4 fouls in this quarter. But they've got to find a way to stop Belgium in transition. As every team in this competition will have to find a way.
5 points for Emma Miesemann in this game already. Make that 6. 24-17. Belgium haven't given Portugal an inch, besides that big triple from Rodriguez, who's back again, shooting and scoring! Miesemann with it. Dela. Van Loo took that shot in the first turn. This time it wasn't the same outcome. Betancourt Kohaya. Umabano. Rodriguez. Like that move though. Baseline ball for Portugal.
The biggest indication of where Belgium are right now is Emma Miesemann is a frustrated individual. She thought there was a turnover. She's complaining to the official. Coach Thibault's up complaining to the official. That's because Portugal are in the game.
Yeah.
This is like they're not gonna back down defensively. They're doing a really aggressive job. If they could stop transition, they really are in the game.
Rodriguez. De Silva. Nice. The captain gets on the board. And Belgium take a timeout. You can sense their frustration. It's a 3-point ball game.
Well, the first objective for this Portuguese team was to get this. Belgium actually happen to think they're in a game. The officials seeing that there's a game, therefore the game is going to be refereed slightly differently. But now Belgium have to try and win a game as opposed to we'll rock up, we'll do our thing, we'll get the points we want, we'll just be too good.
Jump shots. Every time we have them in traffic, they have a problem. I'm missing. We are missing post up. They cannot guard us in the post. And if they come in the post, the ball goes in. They are coming from this side. You can screen in and throw a skip or get a hit or wide open three. It's got to go in the paint enough time. You're playing around the perimeter too much. Drive it. Let's go.
Some of the faces in this game, both teams super involved. Belgium feeling frustrated, Portugal feeling motivated. The many different expressions of the game.
To Coach Thibault's point about them playing on the perimeter too much is literally what Portugal are trying to force them to do by rotating and collapsing to the middle. And that only gives them the option to throw it to the perimeter. They're settling them for the jump shot. So Portugal have decided that's what they're going to give them. Belgium have got to find a way to get the shots they want.
Well, he said, he's like, they can't guard us on the post, so use the bigs. Both out there. And here goes Linskens. Can she deliver on coach's instructions? Messermann. Mismatch. Can't convert.
That's a great job by to show the zone trap, to go back to the zone and then late clock come out into the man-to-man. That's asking a lot of questions of Belgium, and ended up with a fadeaway jump shot. That's not what Coach Thibault was expecting to happen.
Ramos on the floor. Messermann. Dish to Alemon. Delar. Shot clock down to 2. Good finish.
Well, the great thing, if you're Coach Thibault, is your team literally turned down a lot of open perimeter looks in that to do what he asked them to do. They get the layup at the end, so it's a super job coming out the timeout.
Da Costa. Betancourt higher. Messermann. Alemon driving, kicking. Delar can't score. Messermann on the boards again. Wow. Antonio Delar goes back to back.
When you need the nerves settled, go to your veteran. Delar's been in this team for a long time now. The 30-year-old veteran does exactly what coach wants her to do.
Da Costa stepping back, falling short. And getting back on defense, giving Alemon something to think about. Gets it back from Linskens. Messermann. Delar once again left open. This time can't convert. Rodriguez, she has had a fantastic second period. And she continues a scoring run.
She heard you.
I'm
Confidence just exuberant from her. Like, she has 7 of their points in this quarter.
Linskens pulls up for a triple and knocks it down. Great to see Kira Linskens here doing what she does best.
But again, Portugal, again, would they prefer that or they prefer it going inside? They prefer Linskens standing on the three-point line trying to shoot it. They just don't want it to be that open.
Rodriguez with the hot hand. Belgium ball. (31-23). Just under 3.5 minutes left until halftime. Rodriguez will take a well-deserved rest. As you mentioned, Mark, 7 points in this second term. What a barometer she's been. See some of her work on screen here, pulling up from the elbow.
Important
Really
for Belgium to finish this half now, as they've just done after the timeout, getting shots they want. They could give themselves a double-digit lead here, and things will seem a lot more comfortable. That's a holding foul. Whereas when we were in this situation in the first quarter, they gave up that quick finish by Portugal to put them straight back in the game. Portugal in the penalty, Mizema gets fouled. Why not build the 10-point lead from the free throw line? Throw it inside, give Portugal the problem.
First free throw made for Emma Messermann, and what more can we say about her? A 2024 Olympian, WNBA champion and finals MVP, 6-time EuroLeague champion, 3-time MVP, gold MVP and top scorer of the EuroBasket 2023. Got the first triple-double in 30 years. 20-plus points per game.
We could go
what
on
a legend.
here.
I know. I had so much more stats. I'll leave it at that.
We could seriously go on for the whole game, and we would still have more things to say. She is just, she is a superstar of the game. She's an all-timer. She's just, she's going to leave her mark on this game that's as big as anybody's mark.
Portugal now trying to cut back a 10-point deficit.
They really do have to get into single digits into the half.
Deserves to be single digits this game. Silver on for her first minutes. Betancourt got high off. Time ran out. Good defense by Belgium.
When they've played well in this first half, Portugal, they've run deep into the clock, but they're running things into it. There they just seem to kill time and end up with no time to create late clock. They haven't created advantage. They've really, absolutely got to keep being the aggressor within whatever they're running, and they can't do this. That's a half foul at the half court when you're in the penalty. It's so hard. Let's not dress it up in any other way. To play at the level they're being asked to play, which is a level that they don't have to play at for 40 minutes, is ridiculously difficult. And then you have mental breakdowns like that. Misa back on the free throw line. She was there a minute ago, and she's going to go 2 for 2 again. And all of a sudden, we're looking at a 12-point game. And then Portugal start to doubt themselves. They've only had, what, a 9-point quarter at the moment, Portugal.
And guess what? 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, Emma Messermann. I mean, we're on triple-double watch. I've got to say it.
And we haven't been going, oh, she's had a great game. This is what we expect her to do. Literally.
So a timeout called by Portugal. Let's head into Ricardo Vasconcelos's huddle.
Dois altos, ok? 2 segundos, tá? Pronto. Jogar os bloqueios na cara. Não há passe aqui, trazerem drible com bloqueio e ir buscar a bola. Com bloqueio e ir buscar a bola. Pegarem forte deste bloqueio. Poder penetrar no primeiro. Não dá a trazer e esperar os dois bloqueios à saída. Está bem? Tentar sair. Vai aberto. Steve corte lá ao contrário. Malta. Estão a apertar e nós estamos a tentar os gajos miudinhos.
We're looking at some of Emma Messermann's best plays so far. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. We've talked about her stats and her career highlights so far. A lot of experts are tipping her to go back-to-back in the MVP stakes, and she's making a good fist of it tonight already. Portugal are trying their best to challenge her. The only way they can try and stop her is to foul her, and even so, she's still excellent on the free throw line.
The way the stats have developed in this second quarter, Portugal's threes, the Costa's back-to-back threes in particular, got them back in the game. They're now down at under 30% from the three-point line. To get back in this game, they have to stay up at 40% where they were in the first period. They've got to do a better job at moving the ball to the open three.
Mesterman, another rebound. Alemon needs some support. Van Loo now. Gets it back. Manunga. Mesterman, why not?
Throughout the whole of that series, they needed to relieve the pressure, so Mesterman comes out and relieves the pressure, gets the pass outside, and then makes reverses the ball, then she cuts. It's like she is everything to this team. When she has the ball, they don't make mistakes. It's that simple. If you're playing her off the ball, you have to make her work hard wherever she is on the floor to actually get free to catch. It's too easy for her at the moment to be the person that relieves pressure, moves the basketball.
11 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists for Emma Mesterman.
Da Costa's back for the last 2 minutes. Let's hope from a Portugal perspective they find her and she gets going again.
Suedo bringing the ball down. For Haida. Suedo, Silva pulls up, can't knock it down. Portugal get another chance though. They've got to take these opportunities. Manunga the one to commit the foul there.
See, the trouble for Miranda Silva is that she shoots 27% from the three. So after half the shot clock, she's not the person who's shooting the three. It's that simple in terms, late in the clock, fine. But there are better shooters on the floor, and in a game like this, they have to play those percentages.
So Da Silva ending a 14-0 run from Belgium. Van Loo! Straight back at ya. Two big triples in this game from Julie Van Loo. A couple of excellent passes to go with it as well. Manunga up and running. Couldn't quite find Lissow Mbaka. Da Costa. Showed and go. Oh, really tight tussle under the rim. There's some feeling in this one.
Hey, I don't understand here because Sofia Da Silva just went after the ball. There was a held ball. The referee called it. There was no, I didn't see any knees in for any, I won't call it afters, but from reaction.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much in that.
No. They might take a look at it though.
Still talking about it, the two players.
Yeah, they're going to take a look because there was some reaction after.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen.
We are going to review if the conduct meets the criteria of act of violence. Please give me the main camera, camera 1, and start to play. When I tell you to stop, you stop. Go back, go back. Let me see, go back. Stop, stop. Now go frame by frame, I want to see the point of contact. Okay. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see.
I think the white player wants to reach the ball.
Exactly.
And for me, incidental contact. It's nothing in the mark.
Exactly. So
Basketball movement.
Exactly, basketball movement. So after the review, the conduct did not meet the criteria of act of violence, and we continue from the game of interruption. This means that we have jump and ball is for a white team.
Confirm.
Do we confirm?
Yes.
Let's go.
That's why it's great. Everything very transparent. Everyone knows what they wanted to discuss and why they decided. It's a perfect use of the technology for me. Gives us a rest as well.
Yes. That was speechless. Some of the plays we've seen, not just this game, but the game before as well. Been excellent. What an opening night. So exciting.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what tomorrow brings too.
Exciting nights with superstars on the floor. It's just why we love this game.
For sure. Messerman, speaking of absolute superstars. Couldn't find Alimon on that occasion. Fahida turns it over to Manunga. Van Loo calls for calm. About a 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's stolen by Suedo. Now Portugal can end the half with a bit of momentum here. Felipe. Fahida couldn't quite bring it down, and that'll end things in the opening half. What a game we have on our hands. The champions up against the debutants at halftime. It is Belgium 40, leading Portugal 25.
Well, for sure, Portugal have demonstrated they belong here. They've really been excellent at times, but they've just not been excellent for 20 minutes. Only shooting 25% from three means they really have no chance to get back into this, unless that gets back to where it was at 40 when they were close at the end of the first. Rebound numbers, both teams are missing shots, so Belgium's numbers with Portugal shooting 30 and 25 is bound to be high. I'm not even going to mention Emma Miesemann. She's just been exceptional. She leads the scorers, she leads the rebounds. She's just been what she is, an absolute superstar throughout that whole performance. And why? Because Portugal forced her to actually become a player. They forced her to try and take control because they were doing such a good job. 12 and 9 at the half with a little bit of 5 assists to throw on top just for good measure. Just what she is what you see there, an absolute different class. Tremendous performance by her. Gonna get a lot of looks because she shares it. Great teammate to play with. The thing that Portugal found the way to do was to slow them down, and then Belgium were just relentless. It's great why they are the defending champions. It's for all to see. And we just need that individual brilliance that Rodriguez gave him in the second quarter. The Costa gave him in the first quarter. They just need a little bit more help. And hey, I tell you what it tells you is that Portugal are in this tournament and they have a real shot at maybe getting this. If they lose today, they still have a shot at qualifying. Great. It's a great first example of not being fazed by playing the champions. They just need to make more open shots and then they've got a chance. Really nice first half, and as we said during commentary, Portugal have made Belgium play well.
Exactly, they've forced them to rethink of it. We heard Coach Thibault in the timeout say, hey, like, what's happened? We're not playing our game that we usually play. And then they eventually got back into rhythm through Emma Messerman. But credit to Portugal, they've challenged them in the opening half. And we're set for a really entertaining second half here as well. 40 plays 25 at the moment, the 6th ranked nation up against the 40th ranked Portugal. Champions versus the first timers. It's a historic battle. Pitched as one of the games of the day, and it's selling itself that way at the moment. We're going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. More action from Czechia coming your way as Belgium lead Portugal at halftime.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Black with a little whip around past the Shepherd. And the tempo of the game is starting to grow again.
And another jump shot, this time rattling it in. Salon.
See how they are coming out of the timeout. Schwartz couldn't quite get hold of it. Toscana open. Got it!
A three-pointer. And Greece have gone from a very nervous moment in this game to leading by 7. Pointer! Her second big three-pointer in the last few minutes.
Oh, nice spin and block from behind. Great work from Switzerland.
Beautiful pass. What a finish.
What a defensive effort, a 5-player defensive effort, and then getting out and running, unselfish basketball.
Labotskiena inside, good defensive stand. Where's the ball? It's back in the hands of the Lithuanians. Oh, my goodness me! What a time to hit a three! Sinishkaita, ice in her veins.
Unbelievable shot.
Oh, what a pass. How has Nogic found a way through with that pass? Djordjevic with the 2. You go back to work, though, rejected. Yatsita read it well. Goes coast to coast off the glass. Juste Yatsita.
What a shot. You don't see the younger generation using the backboard that much anymore.
Zandalasini wants to go coast to coast. Spin move! Cecilia Zandalasini.
Almost a layup off that. And look at that. Checker gets fouled, puts it up and in. And her veteran leadership is really coming to the fore. Look at that. Bernice did a great job recovering, but then just because of the reach
at the end, yeah.
Whether she got her or not, oftentimes you see the reach just leads to the foul.
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own countries, but also in the international basketball world.
Welcome back to Czechia, where it's Belgium leading Portugal by 15 points heading into the second half. Portugal's top scorer has been Carolina Rodriguez with 7 points, 2 from 2 from two-point range, a big three-pointer to boot as well. What have you liked about her performance, Mark?
Well, I think the good thing about her is, as much as anything else, is that she's taken really good shots. she really has taken care of the basketball. She only has one. She hasn't turned the ball over at all, so she's all positive. And it's like everything else. It's that she does a great job for 5-6 minutes, and then there's a dip when she goes out. And that's been the issue for Portugal. Once they then dried up like they did, they had nowhere to go. Da Costa did it for him in the first quarter. Rodriguez does it for him in the second quarter. But Belgium just do it for longer. And they, obviously, we're going to say Emma Misselman's name again, but I like Rodriguez, I like Da Costa, I like the way Portugal are playing. They just aren't used to playing at this level the whole time, and they're not used to playing against one of the best players in world basketball. Full stop. Male, female, whatever, she is one of the best players in world basketball. 8 from 8 from the line, 2 from 6 from 2, and that's, most of the misses have been those fadeaway late shot clock shots. But it's not just the points, it's everything else. When she's on the floor, they're just more complete, they have more control, she makes great decisions, and she rebounds the hell out of it. I mean, it's a joy to watch her.
So she's leading points, rebounds, and assists in this game.
Oh, it's a crazy situation. But what it does, unfortunately, highlight sometimes is when it comes to later in the competition, how is Coach Thibault going to find ways to maintain their level when teams make adjustments for Messerman, when she has to take some time on the bench? Where is he going to get that consistency without her on the floor? Because there's enough talent on the team. He's arguably got the most complete 1-2 guard punch in the competition. So it's an interesting one. It's a fascinating one for the fans, or you can just sit and enjoy how good she is. But 12 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. You may as well put the triple-double is beckoning again. She's just an exceptional player.
Of course, last EuroBasket in 2023, the first triple-double in 30 years. Averaged over 20 points per game.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, MVP numbers one thing, crazy MVP numbers another thing.
Well, and for me, it's the consistency day in, day out. We mentioned, you go right back to 2021 qualifiers, and their numbers are putting up again, just in case we didn't see them.
Amazing.
So she plays against Portugal in a qualifier and has 23 points in a 3-point win. And Portugal are thinking, hey, we came really close and we can compete with Belgium. And they can compete. It took Emma Messerman to get them over the line in that game. Portugal can compete in this game. They're only 15 down. As crazy as it might sound, it's going to be really, really difficult for them. But there's 2 agendas here for Portugal. Qualifiers are the top 2. They have a positive performance here. Can they be competitive with Czechia? Of course they can. So they've got to come out of this game healthy, everybody on the same page, and then hopefully they're going to get Rodriguez, and Da Costa needs someone else. Lavinia da Silva or Mariana da Silva, one of those 2 on the inside has to be giving them some consistency. Philippe just gave him the one 3, the 1 penetration. She's got to give them something. They've all managed to do this against Belgium in the past. They've got to find a way to do it now, because otherwise Rodriguez is not going to be on the floor for long enough, and nor is Da Costa. Other people have got to step up. And the only other thing, transition basketball kills them. Belgium are so good in transition. Got to find a way to get them in the half court.
What do you think Coach Ricardo Vasconcelos would have said to his team at halftime?
Well, I'm sure he said, you've shown you can play with these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's then said, well, but look at these silly mistakes. If we can cut out those, let's see if we can win the 3rd quarter. If he wins the 3rd quarter, he might be getting into single digits. Then he's again in a game. One of the things he has to do is make sure they finish this game on a positive, because the art of tournament basketball is to play from day to day to day. He's got to make sure he has the game-specific objectives, and he also has the tournament objectives. And his tournament objectives, he wants to get to the 2nd round. He definitely believes he can beat Montenegro. Can he come out with a performance against Czechia? Well, the answer's got to be, he's got to believe that. And you look at their qualification results, beating Serbia.
Yeah.
Once you start beating teams like Serbia, you're not going to fear anybody. And you're definitely not going to fear a Czechia team that are pretty much the same level as Serbia. So why shouldn't they believe?
First ever EuroBasket tournament for Portugal. Ranked 40th in the world. You mentioned their investment into their junior pathways.
Yep.
Their men have also made the first EuroBasket tournament, so big congratulations to them. Looking forward to the men's EuroBasket later on in the year too.
But is it the most competitive tournament in world basketball? Undoubtedly. I cannot see any other tournament that can say from the top team to the bottom team how it can be as competitive as that tournament. Every single day there's a great game.
We're seeing a great game unfold right in front of our eyes as Ricardo Vasconcelos gives his final messages to his team. Mentioned how important a third quarter win would be, Mark, and really not long ago, I think it was late in the first period, it was a 1-point ball game. So that was when Coach Thibault really instilled them the instructions to go inside and use their post players, because Portugal were really troubling them. So it's a game of momentum basketball, we know that.
Interesting to see who they start with Portugal here, because they went big. I don't think they're going to start Lavinia de Silva. They're going to start Philippe. So that in some ways he's going to have to say, let's be aggressive, let's be quick, let's see if we can get something going from the perimeter. And it's for the crowd that's in, for that big Portuguese contingent, for the people watching at home. Hey, let's hope they win the third quarter. So we've got an interesting fourth quarter to look forward to.
Scan the QR code on your screen to download the EuroBasket Women's app. It's got the highlights, it's got news, it's got scores, everything you need to know. Of course, we're not the only group going on at the moment. There's a few other games happening. Italy, Slovenia as well. 56-37 in that one. Germany got the job done over Sweden earlier on.
It's been a busy day. Every group's been playing. There's been a lot of basketball for you to enjoy.
France with a big win over Greece. France and Belgium probably the two favourites of the tournament. So keeping an eye on how all the teams are going.
Hey, mark people's card. Greece and Turkey will play off to decide who comes second in that group. Ingrid, what a game that's going to be. Check that schedule out.
Welcome back to Czechia for the second half of Belgium versus Portugal. Julia Montesano and Mark Clark with you in commentary. Da Costa for Portugal. She started off the game getting the first points for Portugal. Couldn't quite convert there.
Yeah, for those neutrals watching the game, you just want her to start making those shots. You know, she's capable of making those shots. Capable of making shots in a hurry too.
Van Loo, speaking of making shots, her third triple for the game.
You cannot step away from her when she's just one pass away from the ball. That release is just, oh, it's a joy to watch.
3 from 3, 9 points for Julie Van Loo. De Silva, a tough move under the rim.
That's a great sign for Portugal. The offensive putback, that'll get her some confidence. They need that inside presence. 6 points personal for her.
Messermann to Van Loo. Now Linskens can get to work. She's got a big mismatch. Philippe doing really well though. Van Loo, Linskens. Messermann with another rebound. And again, she'll go to the free throw line.
It's crazy, right? They did an amazing job to actually pressure Linsken into the miss. She had a mismatch, then she had a bigger mismatch. And then it doesn't work, so when you're a superstar and you outwork people, you're just, I mean, she was just going to work on the glass. Double-double for her, and we are a minute and 15 into the third quarter. Day one of the defense of the EuroBasket Championship, and she is getting it done.
%100% from the stripe as well. It's the little things that she does, as well as the monumental things too. Rodriguez.
That's a worrying time now for Portugal. It's out to 18, and Belgium with the ball in transition.
Oh, Van Loo finds Linskens. Excellent pass once again.
Well, Van Loo just hurts you in so many ways, right? She's a great shooter, tremendous passer, looks after the ball, plays defense.
DaCosta, can she get one on the board? Still not quite in this third period.
I'll say it again, they must get through this game positively, Portugal. You're playing against the toughest team in the group. They're the defending champion. You've got to find a way to get out of this game saying, hey, we went toe-to-toe, did a good job. Now we've got 2 games to win to qualify, and they've got to approach those. I'm not writing the game off, it's a 20-point game, but they cannot get negative, and they can't accept shots like that. They can't accept a poor shot selection.
Here's Messermann, fouled on the way through. Simply can't contain her. It's either a foul or a score for her at this rate.
Well, you know, if she'd have just stayed in stance, she might have been okay, but she stood up, and you were done as soon as she stood up.
Alemon, Dalla. Betancourt Kohaya has DaCosta up ahead. Not fancying her chances of a shot now. Rodriguez screaming for it. Can't get the shot to go. Linskens Van Loo. Does she go for another 3 or does she pull off one of her miraculous passes? Alemon. Here is Van Loo. Gets her own rebound. Will she miss? She's human. Dalla. Fouled.
So coach is watching this game. What's Belgium in transition? That was just, if you're looking at how to be organized and structured and give people the opportunity to play with instructor, that was just it. The movement of the basketball, the way that they open sides, and then the movement to get the open shot from the corner. It's very simple, but it's just a joy. Don't worry about half-court sets. Get your players spaced and let them play in transition. They're just so good at it.
Dalla once again goes baseline. Kicks it out. Alemon this time. Trades it!
Portugal couldn't play any better. They stopped penetration. They made her make an extra pass. And with no time on the clock, Alemon just knocks down a 3. And they're out to a 23-point lead, and they're looking very scary.
A 7-0 run for Belgium. Portugal calls the timeout. Beautiful pass from Dalla. Excellent finish to beat the shot clock from Julie Alemon. It's Van Loo, it's Alemon. Everyone's getting involved. We love the 2 Julies working together.
And when they get into this frame of mind, they're relaxed. That's a tough timeout for coach to take. You know, he just said stuff in the halftime locker room. He gets an offensive rebound from his big in the early, and he thinks, hey, we're okay. And then he's 10-2 down at the start of the third, and he can't do much more of his defense. They challenged every shot. They got Linskens rolling to the hoop in transition. They get a 3 on reversal. It was just, there's nothing that you can do.
Van Loo's been remarkable. 9 points, 3 from 6 from 3-point range, 4 assists to go with it too. How do Portugal respond now? Cruz on for her first minutes. Messermann another rebound. Julie Van Loo. Messermann into Linskens. Back out to Emma. Why not add a 3 to the scoring for Emma Messermann, the reigning MVP? Having a field day. Betancourt Kohaya now to Rodriguez. And she lands one. They need her to get back into rhythm. She was the one in the second period. Can she be the one in the third as well?
And you mentioned in commentary that Costa turned down something in transition where they can't go away from what they do. Just because of this set of circumstances, This is how they've qualified. This is how they've got here to the Czech Republic. This is how they've got it. They've got to carry on doing it. The Costa's got to stay positive with herself.
De Silva. Van Loo. Alemon manages to keep it in, but Portugal right there with her. Rodriguez, can she go back to back? Not quite. Van Loo calling for some calm. Messermann, Alemon, Linskens. Caught in two minds there, Linskens. Better Korkohaya takes a hit. So subs on both ends. Look at this triple from Emma Messermann. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. See that foul there from Alemon.
This is what really interests me, though, Julia, that now when they get into their rotations, can Belgium maintain just the tempo and the level? Because they couldn't in the first half. They really struggled once they started to get into rotations.
Rodriguez off one leg! Back-to-back threes for her. In double digits now. Clausen's back on for some minutes. Point margin now. It'll be a baseline ball. Clausen's to take it. Manunga to Liso Mbaka. Back to Manunga. They're making her work for it, and the travel call.
Finally.
So you see there the stats, the turnovers per quarter. Belgium have had 3, Portugal haven't had a turnover, so you can take a positive out of that.
Oh, absolutely, Julia. There were so many positives for Portugal.
Yeah.
They just cannot live with the level for the whole of the quarter. Rodriguez has got going, so they're all right again. And then they do that. You know, they get to the ring, they have a chance to make the layup, the whistles, the call's made. Going the other way, that's 2. Get to the ring, finish the play.
See the action under the rim there. So Manunga will walk the floor. Ina Joris gets her first minutes of the night. Manunga, of course, part of the 2023 gold-winning team, an Olympian.
And she was a big part too. She
Absolutely.
Crucial roles at times. Portugal now going to look like they're going to try and spread the minutes. Look about getting ready to play game day 2.
I'm interested to see what Belgium do in terms of spreading their minutes as well. Messermann's played a lot of minutes already. So too Van Loo. When do you get comfortable?
I think it's more about what Coach Thibault will think about in terms of what's the right thing in terms of preparing for not just tomorrow and game day 3 in the group, but going forward to the knockout stages.
Whoa. Bit of a hit there. So Clausen's called for the foul. Playing in her first EuroBasket Women's Tournament. Plays in Spain for IDK Euskotren.
getting a little feisty right now.
It's poor Fahira's been on the end of it. Birthday today for Laura Fahira, 30 years old. Happy birthday. Here's a couple of hits.
Hits to remember the birthday by.
Yeah. Should be pleased to know she shares a birthday with Dirk Nowitzki. Of course, we know he's watching EuroBasket Women's at the moment, as too is everyone around the world. Again, the referees have to intervene here.
And Portugal have got into foul trouble in every quarter. It's hard enough playing against Belgium without giving them the opportunity to just make shots from the free throw line.
So Ali Morn up to 7 points and 3 assists. Of course, played alongside Messaman for Fenerbahce. Made the All-Star 5 from the last EuroBasket tournament too. We know she unfortunately missed the 2024 Olympic campaign, and we know how upset she was about that.
Yeah.
We all were. We all wanted to see her there. But great to see her back here. Fahira having to do some real work here, and eventually it gets turned over. Manunga to Clausens. Came off her leg.
I like the way Belgium come out of that when they hard show and then they trap and they stay with it. Around the halfway line, that's a very big and very athletic trap. You've got to give yourself a passing option. You've got to give yourself a decent passing lane, but everyone in a red uniform stood still. And it's again that Belgium just relentless.
Miss Vienna getting her first minutes of the game. De Silva now. Mbaka. Looking for Manunga, finds her. Van Loo. This time Suedo read the pass. It had some speed on it. The ball's coming right our way.
I was ready.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't.
She always gives you the pass right where you need it. The difference with this lineup from the first, they're playing harder. They're playing more defense. They're playing faster. I suppose one of the ways to compensate, because there's no Linskins and there's no Emma Messaman on the floor, is you get quicker with your defense. Your lineup can switch. You can trap. So Coach Thibault looks at that different look Rust lineup, and there's finding a way for him to be effective.
And there it is, good defense there from Portugal.
But the one thing the lineup doesn't have is an offensive there's only Van Loo on the floor in terms of someone who's really looking to create. So that trap again is giving Portugal so many issues. Coach Thibault steps in to give the hand up.
Good sportsmanship there.
I love this trap. The thing is, you've got to read it. The offensive player can't take it into the corners of the half court.
And the physicality has kicked up a notch.
The game's got very, very scrappy because of that physicality in the last few minutes.
We know Portugal in the bonus.
But it's also the way Portugal have to play. They like that a messy game, for want of a better phrase.
Like I said earlier in the call, we saw their practice. This was them to a T. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Loud, manic.
But they can't put themselves in the situation of playing like that, but then getting into foul trouble early in terms of getting into the penalty, because it just negates half of the things they're trying to achieve.
$11 points now for Van Loo.
Everyone in a red uniform is to an extent, hiding at the moment. There's no obvious release against the pressure.
So Lusua Mbaka concedes her second foul.
But Belgium will complain about it, but every single person defensively, and this is a compliment, not a criticism, they're all over the passing lane. They're just grabbing and being aggressive, and they're going to be calls made.
Oh, look at the speed from Van Loo. Kicks it out to Claussens. It deserves a finish. It gets a finish. First points for Nastia Claussens as well. Cruz. When I said first points for Claussens, I meant 5th points, so sorry about that. What an excellent finish, and the pass again. Get it to that corner with ease, it looked like in the end. Labano, beautiful shot. Talk about instant impact. Much needed. Ends a 9-0 run for Belgium. Ina Joris. Claussens. Lusua Mbaka. Kicks it out, Ina Joris. She gets in on the action as well. Welcome to EuroBasket, Ina Joris. Sueiro, Umabano, Vienna. This is good passing here from Portugal. For Haida, a known three-point shooter, that one was off the mark. Portugal get another chance here. Just under 30 seconds left in the third term. Ina Joris, one of 3 EuroBasket debutantes for Belgium. Claussens and Vivat also in their first tournament. Of course, 9 players returning from that 2023 championship team.
Well, I asked the question, and when this smaller lineup was on the floor, how effective they could be. Well, they've found a way to be effective. Coach Thibault has asked them to play defense, has asked them to break it up. They've either trapped or they've switched. And it's been very, very effective. It's completely broken the game up.
2 seconds for Van Loo. 1. Van Loo beats the buzzer! And she is sprinting off in celebration. What an almighty game she's had so far. She absolutely deserved that finish, held it beautifully, and then held the shot to perfection, beating the buzzer at 3/4 time. We love seeing Julie Van Loo representing the Belgian Cats, and we can see the crowd getting up and about as well. What a way to finish the third term for Belgium. What a way to finish for Julie Van Loo as well.
And you have to ask as well, what else could Portugal have done? They protected the ring, they forced her to go to the outside, and she still makes the tough shot. It's been that would be a really pleasing third quarter for Belgium and Coach Thibault, because he had a different lineup, different options, played a different way, and they found a way to be effective. And he's going to have to use that type of lineup as the competition progresses. And Portugal now, I'm a little disappointed with the way they went on the third quarter, because the numbers are not going to be great for them. 26% from 3, 30% from 2, but they stopped running anything. And it became like, against the trap, it was like whoever got it out the trap would take the early shot. And I think coaches got to get them in a situation where we've got to run things, or we've got to try and decide where we want to go and who we want to get the ball to. Not for necessarily for today, but for games they have a real shot at winning. So they almost have just played out that third quarter, and I'm not really seeing, as we did in the first half, we saw them trying to run in a particular way. Defensively, we tried to see them run different things. Okay, if they've said they're not going to win and we're just going to run everybody, fine, but you've got to get something out of the game. You've got to get better from game 1 to game 2 to game 3.
Scan the QR code to get the Courtside 1891 app where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. And there is a lot to stay up to date with at the moment. There are tournaments left, right, and center. European summer has delivered us some excellent basketball tournaments for everyone to watch around the world. There's 3x3, there's 5x5. Everywhere you look, there's talent showcased everywhere. All eyes here on the EuroBasket Women's Tournament. Belgium with a 30-point lead heading into the fourth period. The reigning champions flexing their muscles on the debutantes in Portugal. First time in this tournament. And Suero takes a tough tumble, but a good drive.
Credit Suero, because she was fouled, and to be fair to the official, and I like the way the official calls this. He lets her get into the layup action, and then he'll call the foul. Because she was fouled throughout the action, and she played through it, went through the contact, protected the ball well enough. So, it's. I think everybody came out of that looking good.
I can't believe this is Suero's first points. I mean, she's been up and down and trying her heart out for this team.
But she's been chased, isn't she? Coming down the floor, she's been under so much pressure.
Gets her own rebound. Look at that. Love that hustle. Vienna now. Umabano. Tough shot. Was always going to be tough to make.
That's not Umbano's best shot ever,
no.
Right? And that's what I was talking about at the end of the third. They've done some really good things, but then they'll do something like that, which they're better than that. She's a much better player than that. But it's the pressure that Belgium puts you under that leads you to take that shot.
Although they forced the turnover there.
Yeah. I mean, they have forced Belgium to turn the ball over more than you'd expect Belgium to turn it over at in this league of game, in this level of game.
Umabano this time takes a better shot. It misses. Be interesting to see what Coach Thibault does with his bench here in the fourth term. Couple of turnovers there. He's going to go with Ramutz. Becky Massey as well. And Delar.
They've turned the ball over 13 times, the Belgians, in this game. That's more than Portugal have. That's one of the things Portugal have done well at times. They've actually forced them to turn it over.
Suero. Umabano. Silva. Long range three with a hand in her face. It's never going to be the right shot. Plays 37. Ramut. Massey. Sharing it around with Yodis. So a couple of young guns, and then you've got Delar, the veteran, trying to guide them all through. And the shot clock expires. Nice little spell here from Portugal.
Yeah.
Don't have any points to show for it.
And again, this is where Coach Thibault's going to be saying, which of these players can help me as this tournament goes on? And he's not going to be, he's giving a lot of minutes here to people who don't normally get a lot of playing time.
Clausen's corner triple, nails it. That's who's going to show up for you, Coach Thibault.
Absolutely, she has enhanced her status here. She has been one of the first guys he's gone to off the bench in terms of rotation. And she has delivered for him. She shot the ball really well in transition, spots up, And he really does shoot the basketball really well without high release.
Tough basket to give up if you're coach Vasco Schultz. I mean, we just spoke about how good of a spell it was for Portugal. They had nothing to show for it, only one free throw, and then bang, down the other end.
And that's the thing we're talking about in terms of the level and being relentless. We saw the play before, and the poor three early in the offense, but Belgium aren't taking those shots. Portugal are taking too many of those shots, and too many of those shots if they want to beat Montenegro, if they want to beat Czechia. They can't take those shots then, so why are they taking them now? And that's the difference between being a regular participant at a EuroBasket and this is your first tournament. You've got to understand every single possession is worthwhile, every single possession you want to get shots that you want as a team. It's clear they know what shots, because of how they played in the first half. In the first half, did a good job at getting the ball to the right people. When Rodriguez is on the floor, do a great job at getting the ball to her. Other people have got to understand, is it a good option for me, or should I be giving it up?
See the two coaches on the sidelines, of course, Coach Thibault, new to the Belgium lineup. He's doing a great job, as you mentioned. He's got heaps of experience coaching Mark.
He's just a winner.
Yeah.
He's just a winner in whatever role he's had.
There's a documentary going on in the Belgian socials at the moment. If you watch it, you'll see that although they've already achieved so much success, he's still teaching them new things. He's still opening them up to new ideas. They really like what he's been producing. Of course, he took over from Rashid Mezian, who also had great success with the team.
Super job.
Super job, and he's got a great opportunity now, the WNBA. Delar to Joris. Clausens. Travel.
I always like to ask the question when we got this, is like, what are they trying to get? Are they trying to stretch the floor, create the opportunity to attack the hoop? I'm not sure at the moment what they're trying to get at the moment, Belgium, apart from the transition. The point to carry on your point, you have to keep it fresh, right? If you're a team that's won a EuroBasket, you possibly felt you could have done better at the Olympics. You got one of the best players in the world. You've got to keep it fresh. And if he's challenging them, they're going to respond in a really positive way, because they're going to want to win.
Joris, a deep triple. Can't convert it. Suero. What can she create? Throws herself. Falls short. It's great to see Coach Thibault just trusting these players on the floor. Letting them make their mistakes and learn from them in the very next play, because
Absolutely.
They're going to need to do that very quick when they come against Montenegro and Czechia as well.
But the one thing that he's obviously aware of as well is those players have to learn how to play with Julie Almond, and how to play with Van Loo, how to play with Emma Messerman, how to play with Liskins. So he's now reinserting some of the more established players, which is also a great look for them as a tournament team.
Mahmoud hits the deck. Made her work for it. Baseline ball for Belgium. 69 plays 37. 6.5 minutes left in this one. Of course, Belgium face Montenegro tomorrow. Czechia come up against Portugal.
That's a huge game.
Massive. We saw what Czechia did earlier on tonight. They were dominant, a 45-point win over Montenegro. And a great shot there from Sofia da Silva.
It's going to be great for Portugal. Da Silva has a good fourth quarter here. She's in the second half. She's been on the offensive glass. She's just made a nice move on the baseline. She's going to have to come to play tomorrow because look at the matchup she's going to be faced with tomorrow. We saw the quality of the inside game that Czechia have. They've got to hold their own in there.
Makes the free throw. Becky Massey bringing it up the floor for Belgium. See Emma Messaman back on the floor. A double-double already. And another assist. Just like that, she creates an opportunity as soon as she gets on the floor.
It's great cut. Really had the angle. As soon as she caught the ball, she saw the angle for the pass.
And pleasingly for Coach Thibault, Becky Massey gets involved in the game too. Sixth assist for Messaman to go with 17 points and 11 rebounds. And another powerhouse player coming on. Very good pass there. Linskens and Messaman, along with Massey, a very tall lineup out there for Belgium. Linskens will trouble De Silva here, but she's too good in that instance. Ramut, Linskens, Alimon. Finds Ramut in the corner. Pretty simple rebound there. And here comes Emma Messaman. Spin one way, then the other, and then a bucket. 19 points. 4 from 8 from the field as well. And a turnover here. Elise Ramut can have the easiest of layups. Nice little spot from Belgium. And again, you just see, we say it time and time again, Emma Messaman comes on, sparks something.
And that's the point we're making about being able to, you've got to learn how to play with Emma Messaman. You've got to learn how to be a member of the rotation. And that's, I like the way that Coach Thibault has given the chance for all those inexperienced players to play together, not leaving it to the end of the game. And now some of them are still out there in rotation with the better lineup. It's great use of his roster for a tournament.
75 plays 42. What do you think Coach Vasconcelos is saying now, Mark? I mean, game's gone beyond them, but there's still a lot of positives, and you still got to play the way you want for the rest of the tournament.
And I think that's the important thing. He's got to say that every moment, because the national teams don't prepare enough. All those debates we've had already today. This is an opportunity. I would hope he's done the same thing. He's introduced everybody on the roster earlier in the game. He can look at the last 5 minutes and say, right, this is what we're going to achieve. This is what we're trying to do. Silva on the inside has done well in the last few minutes. He's got to build on that. I'd be disappointed if he didn't put both the Silvas on the floor together, because against the size that Czechia have, that's a lineup he's going to have to use tomorrow. So he's got to use this last 5 minutes to walk off this floor with positive things to say about tomorrow's game. And Coach Thibault's given him every positive reason to say those things, because he's put 3 starters back onto the floor. They're not playing sort of garbage minutes, so to speak. So this is a great opportunity for Portugal to get better. And that's not a bad offer. Inside, outside to get an open look. He's not going to be disappointed with that.
Massey now for Belgium, driving hard. Great finish, Becky Massey, and the bench. They get up with that one too. You can't see it on your screen, but every single one of them stood up. They really play for each other. We saw that earlier on in the game with Czechia as well. That was critical to their success as Philippe gets another 2 on the board.
All these players who can score have got to come to play tomorrow to get what will still be a massive upset for them to actually beat Czechia. But
Messaman again fouled. It's a case for shooting foul, but it'll be a baseline ball.
She just picks herself up, gets on with it.
Alemon for three. Not quite. Some good pace here by Betancourt Correa. Alemon able to spot it away. 77 plays 44. 3 minutes 47 left in this game. And an error there from Portugal.
It's so frustrating because it's pretty clear that you can't move on the screen these days. The referees emphasize it all the time, yet players still do it. Party time for the Belgians on game day 1.
Love a bit of Sweet Caroline around the arena.
Can't beat it, right?
It's a European anthem, I'd say. It's a worldwide anthem,
Yeah, the DJ loves it too, so he's eking it out for the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. It is nearly 11 o'clock local time, so we've got to keep the vibes up.
It's that time of night if you're in the bar, you know. Sweet Caroline comes on.
Yep. We're looking forward to the action continuing tomorrow. And we see Emma Messaman head off and Marie Vavat get her first minutes of the game. Another debutante in this side.
Just 19, 11, and 6. Just a day at the office. So you love the intent. Philippe showing hard and having an opportunity to pressure the basketball, but then it's not the time to foul. If she shows you it, great. If not, just pressure it and don't send it to the line. And they've done it in every single quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be a big problem that Coach Vasconcelos has to address. That's Philippe's 5th foul as well, so she'll play no further part in this game.
And that's another reason it's a frustration, because she's an important part of the rotation. Okay, she's only missing 3 minutes, but
yep. Rodriguez. Tough shot, it doesn't roll in. Betancourt Correa just chucks it over the top.
That was closer to me and you than it was.
I was ready that time, I was ready.
Yeah, her teammate that spied up in the corner was nowhere near that pass. And that, again, it's that, I'm like the long playing record here, that's the mistake, that's the decision they can't make if they want to win games in the EuroBasket women.
Rodriguez, she's been a real positive this Portugal team. So it hasn't quite been a night. She had a really good start to the game, but offensively hasn't quite finished off her shots. A bit of uproar from the Portuguese fans too.
It's one of those ones where you just got to be able to control and protect the ball. The official didn't like the swinging elbow, and there was no intent. I don't think there was any malice in it, but it's one of those things that just doesn't get allowed anymore.
So 79 to 44. Just over 2 minutes left in this game. Of course, coming up tomorrow, Portugal and Czechia tip things off at 5:30 p.m. local time. And then we have Montenegro up against Belgium, following that one at 8:15 p.m. local time. Massey. Alemon. Back to Becky Massey. Tell you what, she's had some strong drives. She's not going to die wondering in this game.
Nope.
Alemon will come off for a bit of a break and potentially sit for the rest of the game. Linskin's at the free throw line.
can't underestimate how important Linskens is to this team. She really does give. There's teams in this competition that she needs to be on the floor against defensively. Genuine size, really does a good job in the block, and that gives Messerman a little bit more freedom. She's an important part of the balance. It's good to see her in the rotation doing a decent job.
Don't think that was supposed to happen.
Not sure. Someone got a little happier with the.
$45-19 is the 49, 149 is the game clock, 19 is the shot clock, 19. And we play front court for Portugal.
Well, it's been an eventful day, let's be fair now. Hour delay, we've had Julie Van Loo doing the plumbing.
Yes.
And we've seen some great performances, tremendous performance by Czechia earlier in the day. And Belgium have just put a marker down as the defending champions. And Portugal have just announced themselves at EuroBasket Women. It's been a
awesome,
tremendous first day of action here.
One thing I wish Coach Thibault did was keep Linskens on, because she was close to a double-double. 9 points, 8 rebounds.
And that's the sort of thing you need that from her every day, and you get it from her every day as well.
Vivat. Massey. Great move, just couldn't quite get the finish. Suedo to Silva. Share it around. Da Costa.
See, I'm okay with that. Da Costa's got to be someone who takes the shot. They moved the ball, they reversed it. She had an opportunity with advantage.
Wayward pass there. Under a minute left in this game. Earlier on, we saw Czechia defeat Montenegro by 45 points.
Yeah, big win, wasn't it? Impressive.
A rocking home crowd as well.
Yeah. Could have had Sweet Caroline on then. That'd have gone down well.
I think they're probably waiting. They're probably saving it.
Saving it for qualifying if they get to qualify.
Yeah.
Which they could do tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 6 games in the group. 2 wins. Get you there pretty much. Quarterfinals, of course, in Greece. Nice finish there from Carolina Cruz. With 30 seconds left in this one. It's been an excellent display from Belgium. We expected nothing less, really. Massey. Just has to laugh at the end of her shot there. Did everything right. And Belgium have really done a lot of things right once again tonight. Portugal will put up a good fight. It's been a positive finish for Carolina Cruz with back-to-back threes. And now Belgium will play it out. Winners here. Final whistle here in Czechia, and Belgium have stamped their authority as one of the teams to beat once again in EuroBasket Women's. Final score here in Brno, Belgium 81 defeating Portugal 52. Mentioned only one team in 34 years, Spain, and that went back to back. Good start for Belgium. They want to continue it.
Oh, they will. I mean, let's just take a moment to congratulate Portugal on reaching the EuroBasket Women's Championship round and making Belgium play well. Let's put it that way. They got to a point where Belgium had to step it up. So it's a great first performance by them. Then they've got to show up tomorrow, which is the thing they've never had to do. Tournament play, you've got to get it done one day and come back the next day and get it done again. They've got a big game tomorrow. Win, they stay alive. Lose, and they won't be making the second round. So firstly, that's a great achievement for them. But what have we learned about Belgium? They're as good as they've always been. Are they favorites? Who knows? Because France have already looked good. There's been some great results. Italy have done well. So are Belgium a favourite? Well, they're definitely in contention, aren't they? When you've got a superstar, and on other teams they would have that. Is Van Loo a superstar? She sure is. So they've got quality across the roster with a superstar. So with a really good coach, they've demonstrated they're in good order. And now they're going to thank the fans, love the moment. They have a great relationship with the fans. And I know people are going to do it, but the Belgian cats are purring. They enjoyed